As we approach Juneteenth, it's time to take a walk back in history and re-examine how this country disenfranchises voters of color. Hi, my name is Michelle Solis, and I'm the chair of the Bexar County Democratic Party. On June 19, 1865, Union troops arrived in Galveston to end slavery in Texas. Texas was the last state to free enslaved Black people in the nation. Let's be clear, this is the legacy of Texas. One of the reasons that Texas seceded from Mexico was because Mexico outlawed slavery. The first official constitution of the Republic of Texas protected and legalized slavery, and it strictly prohibited the Texas Congress from passing any laws to emancipate slaves. Once Texas joined the United States, it was in the Union for only 16 years before it seceded, again because of slavery. Once the 15th Amendment was passed, giving Black men the right to vote, Texas implemented a series of laws to disenfranchise people of color: whites-only primary, poll taxes, violence and intimidation, and these continued for Black women after the 19th Amendment was passed in 1920. So in 1965, a Texas Democrat, President Lyndon Johnson, signed the Voting Rights Act. What did this act do? Section 2 made it illegal for states to draw political lines to discriminate against people of color. Section 5 required pre-clearance from states with a history of discriminating against voters of color. In other words, these states had to get changes to political maps and voter laws approved by the Department of Justice before they could be implemented. And it made a difference. In 1965, only 5 out of 435 House representatives were people of color. None were senators. Today, there are 139, and we have 15 senators. The Voting Rights Act gave the citizens the ability to vote for people who could best understand their life situation. As LBJ said, the vote is the most powerful instrument ever devised by man for breaking down injustice. He also believed that signing the Voting Rights Act would lose Democrats the South, and he was right. The Republican Party implemented a Southern strategy which leveraged racial grievances to win over white voters. As just one example, 16 years after the Klan brutally killed 3 Freedom Riders in Philadelphia, Mississippi, presidential candidate Ronald Reagan picked that town to deliver a speech on states' rights. Today, all Southern states are majority Republican states across the South. It's one-party rule. Which brings us to last year when Trump asked Greg Abbott to find him 5 more seats. Abbott, quick to do his bidding, called a special session of the legislature to draw 5 more Republican seats. To do that, they took 4 Black majority seats and packed Black voters into 2, one in Dallas and one in Houston, effectively eliminating 2 seats held by Jasmine Crockett and Al Green. A federal court found that Texas's new maps were an unconstitutional racial gerrymander. The Supreme Court stayed the lower court's decisions and allowed the maps to be implemented. This year, the Supreme Court ruled that states could no longer consider race when drawing political maps. In fact, if a state uses race to ensure minority representation, it is an unconstitutional racial gerrymander. Before the ink was dry, Southern states called special sessions to eliminate their Black majority seats. Tennessee, Louisiana, and Alabama each eliminated 1 of their Black majority seats. Due to timing of the court's decision, Mississippi, Missouri, and South Carolina had to postpone their plans, but intend to eliminate their Black majority seats in time for the 2028 election. As we approach the 161st anniversary of Juneteenth, this country's original sin remains. There are forces, ironically now in the party of Lincoln, who want to take our country backward, who see our progress toward a multicultural society as a threat to their privilege. It is outrageous that the Supreme Court has given this hate standing. Democrats and good people, it's time to take our country back. We must come out in huge numbers this November and vote all the way down the ballot for those candidates who believe in social and economic justice. We must not lose.